welcome back to Potty Plan Entertainment. My name is Chris, and in case you don't know, I review movies and I rank them on a scale of 0 to 100 in increments of 5. Today is March 31st, 2021. The Matrix has just turned 22 years old. This is also my 100th movie review. And I decided for my 100th movie review that I would open it up with that great fight scene that I filmed with my friends. You can subscribe to Plasmic Way. I'm going to leave a link to his channel in the description. We collab a lot. Show him some love for editing that for me. And thank you to my friend Dooley for helping film, being that with me. You guys are awesome friends. Yeah, 100 movie reviews. 101 reviews in total, 100 movie reviews. I really wanted to do something special for this. And I think I did. So basically the reason why I just chose The Matrix is because, in case you don't know, my very first movie review was of The Matrix. And it was kind of a short review. It was kind of a crappy review, honestly. And I wanted to go back and re-review this because this movie deserves more attention from me. This is a masterpiece in every sense of the word. The Matrix is like not only one of the benchmarks of sci-fi films, but one of the benchmarks of action movies in general. So let's talk a little bit about it. So The Matrix was released on this day in 1999, and it stars Keanu Reeves, Lawrence Fishburne, Carrie-Anne Moss, Hugo Weaving, and Joe Pantoliano. It was directed by the Wachowskis, and it was produced by the Wachowskis, and Bruce Berman, Andrew Mason, Barium Osborne, and Erwin Stoff. And this movie tells a story of, in this reality, our reality does not exist. What happened is that people in 1999 or 2001 or so invented AI, artificial intelligence. And then we ended up going to war with this artificial intelligence. Well, they figured out that these robots are powered by the sun. So humans send jets up in the sky to release this stuff from their exhaust to block out the sun, to cut off their power supply so that they can't fight them anymore. Well, what happens is that they learn that a person, an active human mind, creates so much power that if they enslaved our minds, they can use that to power themselves. And so they start breeding people, and they hook up all these people to these machines, and they create this simulated universe to keep our minds busy. And that simulated universe is the one we live in. And so there's this man, Keanu Reeves, who is discovered by a man named Lawrence Fishburne. His character is Morpheus. Keanu Reeves' character is Neo, and Morpheus believes that Neo is the chosen one. He believes he is essentially the second coming of Christ, and he is going to save the world, and he is going to end this war. He is the chosen one. He's the one who was prophesied to save the humans and end the war. And so he brings him out of the Matrix to help him fight the war against the machines. This movie had such a big cultural impact because every movie that came out after this movie in the early 2000s, every action movie tried to be The Matrix. This movie featured slow motion. It created this new thing where if a character would jump to kick, it would have the camera here and it would pan all the way around them and while they were frozen, and then they would kick. And they achieved this by setting up all these cameras that would go all the way around them, surrounded by green screen, and it gave you this effect. No one ever has seen anything like that before. And well, Hollywood looked at the success of this movie and was like, well, this is clearly what people like, so every action movie should be like this. And that just wasn't the case. It just worked for this movie, not every single action movie. So this movie not only revolutionized action, but it also revolutionized special effects. And the special effects in this movie are incredible. They're very revolutionary for their time. And every single shot of special effects in this movie still holds up to this day. And it's never going to look bad, ever. This movie's always going to look good. This movie's always going to look real. Every single shot in this movie is just pristine. Every special effect is gorgeous. This movie was so well casted. Originally, Morpheus was going to be played by Val Kilmer, and Neo was going to be played by Will Smith. Those are the actors that they wanted. Neither of them wanted to do it, and so they ended up casting Keanu Reeves and Lawrence Fishburne. And even though Will Smith and Val Kilmer would have been really good in this movie, I'm glad it ended up the way that it did. The casting for this movie was so good. I love Joe Pantoliano in this movie as well. The scene transitions are really cool. This movie comes up with so many great creative ways to move from one scene to the next. The lore of this movie is really great. The Matrix isn't just a movie. When Star Wars came out in 1977, it revolutionized movies and pop culture forever. And along with that came sequels and books and TV shows and comics that expanded the lore. Well, this is what the Wachowskis always wanted for The Matrix. They didn't want it to just be a movie. They wanted you to get invested in this and research it and read into it and think really deep about it. This isn't just a movie. There's a lore and a history here that with an expanded universe. And I love things like that. Every scene in this movie has either something eventful or something interesting. The movie's never boring. It's never dull. Every single scene has something interesting or eventful taking place. I already talked about the special effects. The special effects are revolutionary. They are impeccable. And this movie did win the Oscar Award for Best Special Effects. This movie won 4 Oscar Awards, and one of them was for Best Special Effects. The cinematography is gorgeous. Gorgeous. I love the cinematography in this movie. It's just the way it moves. Hi, doggy. The way the camera moves and invests you into this film. And the action sequences are so great because the camera stays still and it follows the actors, and the actors are always within frame. There's not a stunt double to be seen here. There are a couple of like wide takes that have stunt doubles because they didn't want to risk hurting Keanu Reeves and stuff, but during these fight sequences, they always use the actors, and you can always tell that it is the actors because their faces are always within the shot. The music is really, really good. The exposition is done perfectly. This movie is a perfect example of how to do exposition without it getting boring. And there's a lot of exposition in this movie because there's a lot to explain, but it's done so well that it's just fascinating the whole time. The sets are really cool too. They put a lot of effort into the set design for this movie, and it definitely paid off. The sets are really, really nice. The stunts, which are done by the actors themselves, are amazing. The editing, I believe this also won Best Film Editing. The editing for this movie is pristine. It also won the Oscar Award for Best Sound and Best Sound Effects. All great, and the costumes are really, really awesome. I'm going to give you a close-up here. Keanu Reeves, look at this. Look at this. Look how awesome that is. Anybody would look awesome wearing those clothes. Anyone. I mean, that's just such great stuff. The Matrix is by far one of the best movies I have ever seen. If you've only seen it once and you didn't really get it, watch it again because it will really click with you upon second viewing, especially if you didn't understand a lot of what happened in it. And of course, The Matrix gets a 100. 100 movie reviews.
And a 100-year-old doggy.
100 movie reviews. Look, I just want to say thank you so much to all my subscribers and all the people who watch. I have loved doing this YouTube channel since I started it last year. It's so much fun to do this. You okay? It's so much fun to do this. I really enjoy doing this. I love doing this. I love movies and filmmaking and the art of it. And The Matrix is just a great example of the art of filmmaking and what incredible things you can do with a camera. I have enjoyed this so much, and I just want to say thank you. Thank you to everyone, to my friends, to my family, to the random people who I don't know who watch this and follow me on Instagram and take my little polls that I put in my Instagram stories. Thank you so much. Seriously, from the bottom of my heart, thank you. Thank you so much for watching. Subscribe to Potted Plant Entertainment for more. Hit the like button. Leave movie review suggestions down in the comments down below. Follow me on Instagram and Tumblr at Potted Plant Entertainment for channel updates and written movie reviews. And much love.